All right, so I want to talk about the super sexy subject of saving money. Here's the thing. I think a lot of us know that we should be saving money, that we should be putting something aside each week or each month or whatever it is, whenever you get your, income and that kind of thing. We know what we should be doing it, but we don't always do it. And a few of the reasons that I hear why people don't do it is that they either don't have any money after they, done all their bills, their shopping, their this, that, and the other. They don't have any money left, so there's nothing to save. Or they just feel there's no point because there's just not much left over, so why even bother do that? Now, here's what I want you to do. And of course, it's up to you whether you do it or not, but here's what I want you to do. Get away from those ideas. Get away from those ideas, because that kind of thinking is ultimately what's holding you back. It's really down to making the necessary adjustments, because if you are spending all your money on bills and you got nothing left over, there's probably something in there that you are spending money on that you don't really need to be. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it real here. You're probably doing something that you don't really need to do, that most likely isn't even that beneficial to you. And don't get me wrong, it's important to have things that are just fun, right? Things that you just like to do, things that for no other reason that you just enjoy them. I ain't saying, you can't have that. But let's keep it real. There's probably something in there that's a bit of a waste. Either that or you can cut down somewhere. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a position where you don't have a lot of money, you have to respect the fact that you don't have a lot of money. And what that means is that you can't always have the fancy stuff. You know what I mean? You can't always have the bougie stuff. Sometimes you gotta come down a bit. So I feel like if you are spending all your money and there's nothing left over to save, come on, let's be honest. Something in there you can probably either cut out or cut down. You know what I mean? You'll probably do that. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just assuming. But anyway, so let's say you start cutting things down or cutting things out and you got a little bit left over. You're thinking, well, what's the point? It's only like £2 or whatever. If you put that £2 in a savings account and you leave it there for a week, a month or whatever, with the interest on that, you might have £2 and 2 pence maybe. And yeah, it's not a lot of money, but it's more money than you would have had. And this is what I want you to remember. It's more money than you would have had you not done it. Because the games that rich people play with their money, like you hear about the games that rich people play with their money, right? It's the exact same games that poor people can play with their money. We just don't do it on as big a scale. So maybe they put in, I don't know, a couple of thousand or whatever, and they get a massive return on their interest because they got a bigger money to start with. You're not getting the big bucks, but it's going to be more than you had to begin with. And that's what I want you to remember. It's more than you would have had you not done it. So, you start with £2. Next month, you got £2 and 2 pence. So you put another £2 because, you're doing it each month. And then next month, you've got £4 and, 8 pence or whatever. So you put another £2 and the next month you got £6 and 20 pence. So the point is, it keeps going up and up and up. The more you have, the bigger your interest is going to be, right? So yeah, it's going to be pennies in the beginning, but it's more than you would have had. And you do that over a period of time where you just put in the money in that after you've done your bills, after you've put money aside for, any commitments you have, after you put a little money aside for your fun activities, after you've done all that, taking care of the things you need to take care of. We ain't trying to neglect things out here. But whatever you have left over after you've done all that, whether it's £1, whether it's 50p, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Put it into a savings account. And yeah, it's not going to be big interest in the beginning, but it's going to be more money than you would have had you not done it. And you just keep doing it over a period of time. And then eventually it adds up because it's all cumulative. So yeah, get away from the idea of, there's no point doing it because there's not that much money left over. It's going to be more money than you would have had you not done it. So I don't care whether it's 50p that you have left over, whether it's £1. If you're super lucky, you got a fiver left over, put it into a savings account. Okay, so let's recap. First of all, go through all your bills, cut down what you can cut down, cut out what you need to cut out. Don't be hanging on to things that just don't serve you. Like say you can't have your fun stuff. Of course you can have your fun stuff. In fact, having things that you do for fun is an important part of being able to save money because it makes it more sustainable. So yeah, put a little bit of money aside for your fun stuff. Put money aside for any commitments, any things you're responsible for that you need to take care of. Put money aside for that. But when it's all said and done, and you got your 50p left over, put it into a savings account. Not all savings accounts are the same, and you definitely want to check the ins and outs of specifics of savings accounts. Like some savings accounts don't give you an interest rate until you reach a certain amount, but some will start no matter what you've got in. They'll check with your bank, and you might have to open up a savings account with a different bank so you could, get interest from the beginning, not just, when you get to like £100 or whatever it is. So yeah, check that. Not all savings accounts are the same. But whatever you got left over, put it into a savings account. And that's how you start saving money. You do that, you build good habits of putting money aside, and then just leave it. Don't worry about it. One day, maybe 5 years later, 6 years later, 10 years, whatever it is, all those £2 or £1 or whatever you've been putting in there over a period of time, with all the interest that it's added on all over a period of time, it's going to be a lot more than you, let me not get your hopes up too high. It's going to be more than you would have had you not done it. It might not be the big bucks. It might not be quit your job money, but it'd be more money than you would have had you not done it. So anyway, I've rambled long enough. Peace.